Okay, the fact that Batgirl was able to make a antivirus hacking software program to make it so I don't get hacked into the software like everyone else into a chain. Yeah, that's pretty lit. I gotta thank Barbara later. Okay, so time to start hacking. I'm in. I just now need to start pulling out the council members. His grip on Mark and Cosplay Dude is pretty strong. Okay, let's start it up. Wait, hang on. He's currently recording with Freddy.
I must admit, I'm really enjoying taking over the 3 Bros Studios. Now for our next video. I've decided to use Freddy, and we're gonna talk about Rinshi Beasts, the episodic monsters of the week in Power Rangers Jungle Fury. We'll be talking about our top 10. I shall choose 5, and Freddy must choose 5, making our top 10. So let's dive in with our top 10 Rinshi Beasts.
So we have our top 10 Rinshi Beasts. Now, of course, when it comes to this list, it could be design, it can be characteristics, it could be abilities, however you want to, whatever deems your top 5 is up to you. But Freddy, if you wish to give us your first Rinshi Beast.
Okay, I think personally, one of my favorites that I've thought of is Rantipede, the one of the 5 fingers of poison. Because I remember when this Rinshi Beast was the face of the episode, like the monster of the day episode, and I'm not gonna lie, this dude is kind of scary. This dude's kind of creepy. Because you remember when the Yellow Ranger goes after him and fights him, he takes off his freaking bag off his face, and it just shows a bunch of freaking beetles like making his face. And I was genuinely creeped out, but that's what makes the design brilliant. Like it's meant to show off, like, that this is not like, yeah, he's literally the master of the centipede. So, and I find centipedes quite creepy as it is. So seeing how well it reminds me a lot of like Oogie Boogie from freaking Nightmare Before Christmas, how he's full of like bugs and stuff, and it just get like seeing a character just like produce bugs out of them just gives me the heebie-jeebies, and this one is no exception, and that's why. But that's why I think it's brilliant, because if a character is able to portray such a like genuine disgust or emotion out of you like that, I think it means they did the design well, and I love that for this character. I think it's great, and yeah, I think he's one of the better characters for the fear factor alone. So
if you know the type of conversations we've had where it's like, hey, if you had to put this sort of character in Dead by Daylight or whatever, who'd you pick? I think when it comes to Power Ranger villains, like episodic monsters like the Rinshi Beast, he is definitely a top competitor. He's freaky as hell.
100%. Like, I'm surprised there's not a bug-like character yet in that game, to be fair. So if they want to ever add one, that could be an option.
So oddly enough, my first one also comes from the 5 Fingers of Poison. I went with Gakko, who is the master of the spirit of the gecko.
Ooh, okay.
I really like the weird kind of like weird aesthetic he's got going on, because he's green, he's got a bit of orange in there too, because geckos can be different colors and stuff. He has these throwable shuriken looking things which almost look like a combination of like lily pads, but like with like combined with shurikens, which is great. Love that. And this is the villain who can stick to stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
He can run up balls and things like that, which has always been like kind of a fun time when a Power Ranger does a fight and it's not your usual car park, quarry, or city street. So fighting on the side of a building is always cool. But yeah, I just like the lizard kind of aesthetic. He does look kind of, I want to say gross, but I think gross is the wrong word. But the only word I can think of right now, he looks kind of gross. But yeah, I've always liked the way he looks. He does actually look like he belongs in a swamp or a forest of some kind, so it matches the whole spirit of the gecko vibe.
Cool. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Like, I also like the story relevance. Like he's the villain that was able to outsmart Theo and stuff like that, and then which then pushed Theo to come back stronger because of the whole walking up a wall thing. And yeah, he had this very like smug attitude on him as well. Like when it happened, he was just like, "Haha, you suck. Come back again when you think you're powerful enough again," and stuff like that. And I just think like not only was that just quite funny, but it has that certain charm to it, if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
I found that quite interesting.
your second pick, sir.
Okay, my second pick, which would be number 4 for me. I'm gonna give it to Buffalord. Um, the episode from Sigh of the Tiger, the one that has Casey doing chores for RJ, because I just think this character looks fucking badass. I just love his design. He looks like a buffalo, and he's got this like really intimidating like frown on his face, and on his chest it literally has like a almost like a yeah, literally a buffalo. So and he literally has massive freaking ram horns. It's so the massive ram horns look really cool as well. He's got almost looks like he's got like a cape as well. So it looks like he looks like he's meant to be this like really halting figure, and that is meant to like drive people away because he's that intimidating. I just think he looks really cool. And he has this really cool voice as well, where he's really gruff and dark and low and things like that. I just love the way he looks like, and the way he got beat as well was really cool too. So
Yeah,
I'll go with that.
Buffalo's really cool. I like I like the word play as well. Buffalo and Lord. I've always liked the little like word plays of some of these villains. I definitely agree on his design. He has a red cape because obviously the whole bull and red cape thing. He kind of looks like a general. Like he looked like he'd be a part of like an armada or an army or some kind, and he's like the general, like the boss of some kind. And I also like the fact that his horns are that big on the side of his head. The bull aesthetic of his chest, it looks like they belong to his like that, but it's not. It's actually on his head, which is great. It's very well designed. I like Buffalo. Yeah, good pick. I agree. That is a good one. For my second one, I think I'm gonna have to throw in Carden. I think it's Carden,
Yeah,
who is
Carden. Yeah,
the user of the spirit of the crane. This is going to sound like the weirdest sentence ever, but this design is gorgeous. Like, it's so majestic looking. 2 swords, 1 big white wing, the white and like almost, it's like a skyish blue, kind of like mixed together. Absolutely love like the headpiece where it's like a wing going across the forehead, but then one of the wing kind of like drapes over one eye. Absolutely adore like this weird feather pattern up the arms and the shins and stuff. The white really stands out, which is great, and also a menacing villain for the episode too. Obviously can fly and things, but yeah, I've always loved this design. In my personal opinion, when it comes to overall Power Rangers, not just Jungle Fury, one of the best crafted designs from Super Sentai to Power Rangers. Absolutely.
yeah, no, I agree. Like I think he fits the like he has his. I agree with the whole majestic look to him as well. I love the color palette, like the white with the like darker white with the gold and stuff. Really shows off the color and the animal spirit that it's meant to be representing. I think it looks good, and yeah, like I agree with the whole like good villain as well for the episode that he was in. It just worked out really well. I think it was great. I agree with 100%. So my third character, you know what's hilarious? You mentioned Carden, right? I'm putting his partner. I'm going by lie. His partner, the spirit of the crow, because and I love his like the design of Bailai, because Bailai, I don't know how you say his name, but basically I love the like the design of his model and stuff, because it almost gives off a bit more like a foreign design, almost like kind of like Japanese, maybe like Chinese style almost, because like especially with the headpiece and stuff, with like the rolled up bit with the stick in the middle. I found that really cool, and the armor almost has a more of a like druidic design, where it's almost like dark like wood and like tree almost. I find that look really cool, and he almost looks undead as well. Like he's got like it almost looks like he's got like his skin like peeling off on one side and like bone on the other. I think, and me being a fan of like gothic, dark aesthetics and stuff like that, that really appeals to me, and I like the dark blue as well. I think it fits a lot with the personality of the crow as well, because it's meant to show more like a darker like. And you mentioned Cardin. I feel like these two are literally yin and yang. So him having Cardin as a partner fits him perfectly, because it shows that they have like this synergy going on. They have a synergy of dark and light, which I think is blinking awesome. So yeah.
To bounce off what you just said, one thing I also like as well is their weapon differences. So Carden is, got two smaller blades, where Bailai uses a big broadsword, so they also mirror their weapon choices too, which is great. So Carden's fast and quick, where Bailai's like more of a heavy swinger, which is great. That also like works really well. Odd fact though, Bai is Chinese, and
I
it
knew
means
it was Chinese. I knew it was
it
Chinese.
it means white, and Lai is also Chinese, and it means to come or to arrival. So his name literally means white arrival, which makes no sense because he's a crow and he's all black, but it's to reference the fact of who he serves and the fact that he is brought in to obviously carry out a specific mission. But yeah, I've always loved these two. I think Carden would have been on my list, to be fair, as well. I like it when monsters come in a pair or group of some kind, like the 5 things of poison. I love those 5 as well. Throughout Power Rangers, I've always loved it when there's a team or a duo. So yeah, the fact that you put Bailai on your list works really well too, because we're literal brothers, so that works too.
Exactly. That's why I found it so funny when you mentioned Cardin. I was like, oh my god, no way he's put that character. I've got the other one. I've got the other one. Which
So
is
number
funny because oh, sorry, I was going to say, which is kind of funny as well, because our designs on our models and stuff are also black and white, and you chose the white and I chose the black.
that is that. I didn't even click on that. That is gold.
That is brilliant.
I built the system to match that of like the Matrix and Sword Art Online, where like you're in the system but your body's not. I might better rewire the upload link and make it so he goes to a pocket server. It will only be there for a couple of seconds, but I might better snag Freddy out. Yes, let's go. Okay, starting hacking now. Okay, here we go. Right, first things first, I must acquire a couple of things from the account quickly, just so I'm able to get Freddy out. Ah, crap, virus orb. Balls. I'm only gonna try and hack into this a couple more times before Nodzle realizes that his virus system's triggered. There should be an anti-current somewhere. Why wouldn't that work? Huh? Whatever. Let me try this again. Right, evade. Why did I build this like a goddamn graph? Okay, aha. Antivirus network current done. That looks like half the password. Nodzle, you're lazy, man. Leaving your passwords around? Jeez, I'm able to hack into your server. I should have done this easier. Okay, so quickly, I should better rewire this coding network quick. Done, and that should be the other half of the code. Hell yeah, password acquired. Right, now what I need to do is quickly unlock this with the password left behind. Get past this firewall, and looks like I'm in.
What the hell happened?
I've done it. Yes! Okay, he's in the pocket server. Freddy, can you hear me?
Tai? Is that you?
Yes, mate. Oh, it actually worked. It is so good to hear your voice, bro. So some weird cybernetic entity hacked into the servants, taking over the 3 studios. Are you guys okay?
We're okay. We're okay.
Okay, good. At least you guys are unharmed. What the hell's going on in there?
It's like we're living in a fantastic dream. Except every now and then we're forced to talk about villains.
Yeah, that's very true. This Nodsor guy really does like talking about villains. Damn.
Have you managed to get the others out?
No, not yet. I only managed to snag you out because you're recording a video. It weakens the uplink, so, like, I was able to snag you out, but only temporarily, I think.
Wait. Something feels strange.
Freddy, what's wrong? Oh, nah, I'm losing him. Nodsor's got a grasp on him again. He's trying to remove my rediversion. Ah, crap. Okay, let me start the hacking again.
Tai? Tai! Tai!
Drat, he managed to get me. Freddy, can you still hear me? Freddy? Freddy! Darn it! I had Freddy for a moment. Now what am I goddamn gonna do? Snagging them out of the upload link isn't gonna work if Nodsor's able just to pull them back in whenever he chooses. This guy's really rooted himself into our program. I'm gonna have to make a different approach here. Sorry, boys. Looks like you guys are gonna be waiting a little while longer. So number 3 for me, I'm gonna have to throw in, the spirit of the pangolin, which is also called pangolin.
Very original. Very original.
I love this dude's aesthetic. He's like this big, like almost a ball, which he does turn into one, but he's like a big, like, spiky orange dude. Absolutely love the little crest that he has engraved on his back throughout the little plate. His face looks angry, but it doesn't really match the color, but his face is always like angry looking, which just matches his voice, which is awesome. But I love the ability to, that he can turn to a ball and drills through things. And also, which is quite odd, we've now mentioned the 2 sets of villains that bring forth the extra animal spirits, because your 2 bring forth the bat spirit, and why Theo gets the bat spirit, and my next choice, this one here, is the reason why Lily gets the elephant spirit, which is quite odd. So yeah, that's quite funny, because we really, in our Zord video, we rated them pretty high.
Yeah.
So
yeah, funny coincidence that, isn't it?
yeah, but I like this guy, this character's design. He's really big and bulky, which obviously in the world of Jungle Fury, all of these things are meant to be martial artists of some kind. So it's quite funny how, like, this thing is really big and bulky, kind of like Buffalord as well. You wouldn't think these characters to be like martial artists of any kind. But yeah, I just really like his design and the fact that he can drill through things. And a pangolin's also a really odd choice for an animal. Not many people know what a pangolin is, let alone ever heard of one. So the fact that he chose a different type of animal as well, that plays well for me too, because it gets kids thinking about different animals.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. It almost like it almost gives it off a little tiny bit of like a hedgehog vibe as well, with the big broad armor on the back. Yeah, it's kind of the same kind of shape, and I find that as kind of funny. I know it's not, but it just comes off like that a little bit. I just find that kind of funny.
Your runner up.
My runner up. Okay, so my runner up, I'm gonna have to give it to Barracuda, the Rinshi who has the spirit of the archer fish, which I think is a very unique animal spirit. I like the fact that they went a bit more, different with the typical ones. They're like not very typical. You wouldn't expect an animal spirit like that to be as a Rinshi, but I really appreciate the creativity of this character, and I love the design as well. Again, just kind of like with Buffalord, he gives off this kind of like, you can tell he's a general vibe. Like he's got these like 2, like, I'm guessing those are like water pistols or whatever they are on his hands. It looks like, and it Like, he shoots water at people and stuff like that, which I just find kind of ironic and funny. But but I just love the way he looks, all like the design of his helmet and stuff, with like the fish design, and he almost has like a poncho almost like around his shoulder and stuff, like a Western poncho, which I found is hilarious and also really cool. Like he almost gives off like a Western vibe to him, which is amazing. And not only that, it's he like, and I'm reading up here now. Apparently, you know, it's apparently, yeah, he's the first words upon the Wolves Ranger Zord attack. So I think it's something to do with, like, I think he's the first one that the Wolves Zord actually becomes a part of the Starter Megazord, I believe, which is really cool.
Yeah, he in his episode is one of the end episodes for the werewolf arc for RJ. Fun fact, the monster you picked is actually voice acted by Campbell Cooley, who's actually one of the bigger voice actors for Power Rangers.
That's
But
cool.
I think this guy looks goofy as all flying fuck. That is not a diss. I love it so much. I love the headpiece. It looks like he's a cowboy. Yeah, he's got wrist mounted blasters that also are really cool. I love this like wavy pattern he's got going on across the poncho and down on his legs and everything. So obviously he's a fish. And yeah, again,
Yeah.
really random animal choice. Like I didn't even know arcafish were a thing, by the way, until like I googled more about Jungle Fury like several years ago, and I was researching like its Super Sentai counterpart and stuff. I didn't know an arcafish was even a thing until then. So thanks, Parent of Jungle Fury, for educating me on fish.
Didn't realize we were in a fisherman class when it came to Power Rangers, did we?
Yeah, and like I didn't know this was a thing. Okay, so I guess my runner-up. I'm gonna have to give it to Crocovile, who of course uses the animal spirit of the crocodile.
Okay, I like that. Nice.
This thing is just like all teeth, just from like the top of his head to like his torso is meant to be like an open mouth, but yet there's also more rows of teeth around his head and everything. This thing looks terrifying. Again, I think this could belong in like a horror game of some kind or something. I absolutely adore the combination of like this yellowy orange and like this darker green. Love that. Crocodiles are cool as well. We don't like get a lot of like really good reptile designs, personally, in my personal opinion, until Jungle Fury. So the fact that we had like, you know, this dude is pretty cool. But yeah, Crocovile, he fun fact, I whilst googling this, I found out did you know that his vision is impaired because of his head formation?
That would, honestly, didn't think about that, but look, thinking about it now makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, he's a skilled fighter. He took down all three Rangers and RJ, you know, pretty well by himself. And yeah, his claws are really cool. I like how like crocodiles aren't well known for their claws because obviously, yeah, they're mostly known for like their big snapping jaws and stuff. So the fact that he fought with claws is pretty cool. And because of his reptilian scaly stuff, he's able to take on attacks from RJ, like his multiple punch attack and stuff. He just stood there and took it. So yeah, I've always liked Crocodile's design. I just really like the whole like open mouth is like the torso going up to the head is just an open mouth. I think that's like a really clever way to design a crocodile themed monster personally.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like that, like a lot of the stuff I'm looking at here, yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you say. Like the mouth going up to his head and stuff, and it just shows a real good way of intimidation and stuff. Because let's be honest, crocodiles in general can be quite scary up close, especially up close. So imagine having this thing up close to you, man. You'd be needing to go to the bathroom after an encounter like that. Right? Yeah, I 100% agree. Okay, so my
Your
my
number
number
one.
one. So my number one, and I think it depends. I'm curious on what your reaction is for my last one, because my number one favorite, I'm gonna have to give it to Naja, the serpent. I think Cobra. Sorry, not the serpent. Cobra from the Five Fingers of Poison. The reason why I just love everything about this guy. He's his design is amazing for starters. His whole chest is just a massive freaking cobra, which is really cool and creepy as well. But I love this guy's personality. He's cold. He's calculated. He's a freaking snake because he literally goes behind everyone's backs and like starts calculating plans like ahead, and even calculates the plan to take out Camille. Which and he's one of the first people to tell Camille that obviously Daishi don't care about you, girl. He's the first one, so obviously he had plans set, and I just love that he was a strategist, which I really appreciate, and he was intimidating as well. He ticked all the boards for a good villain and stuff, but he was the first character that made you think, which I really liked. And not and for the rest of the design, I love the scaled like circle that connected to his head and stuff. Like that was really cool. And he has a very almost like a serpent like face as well, and very scaly, very stuff like that. Literally like a cobra, which I appreciate immensely. And I just really like every time he comes on screen, I'm just like, yeah, this guy don't mess around. He knows what he's talking about, and I just love everything about that. So, and the fight with him and Camille was amazing too. So, yeah, that's my number one.
Oddly enough, he was going to be my number one. I have a second in slot just in case, because I knew for a fact, just in case you put him on your list because Naja is one of the goats. I'll make sure I have an alternative. But Naja is absolutely, honestly, if I had to do like a video where it's like top 20 or top 30 like monster designs for all of Power Rangers, Naja's easy in the top 10. Do not care, hands down. Like monster of the week type sort of video. Naja is absolutely awesome. I love the storyline. He's actually got one of the bigger storylines for a monster of the week type of villain. And obviously his claws are also used as well. And yeah, he's the leader of the Five Things of Poison, which was like one of the biggest like first arc for Power Rangers Jungle Fury. And I don't know, that ring behind him is sick. I love the way his head's kind of like designed with like the fangs being like over his face. He looks like a cobra. He looks snaky, and like you said, he's a bit of a dick to people. And also, yeah, the fight with Camille's pretty good, darn good. I'm not gonna lie. I like it.
I think I remember he said something in the show, something lines of "I'm a snake. This is what I do," kind of thing. Like he just had that he had that like attitude where he's like, "What did you expect? This is what I am," and it's just like that's just brilliant. It's incredible.
Okay, so obviously you stole from me. So I am gonna have to throw in a different character. So if I had to pick an alternative to Naja, because Naja would have been my first one, but I'm fine mixing it up. It's all good. I will have to throw in maybe possibly. I will throw in Toadie from the Five Things of Poison, the master of the Toad Spirit. Honestly, it just looks like we like the Five Fingers of Poison, apparently.
I guess so, because
we've had like four members.
Hey, maybe that just means Camille just had the best designs in mind. Maybe Carnosaur and Grisaka and all them lot need to take some notes from the girl. Like, what can I say?
But yeah, I like Toadie. He's cool. I like the way they designed him was very like Toad, yes, but also very mushroom-like, because toads and frogs, toads and mushrooms can have very similar like poison sort of like aesthetics in real life. So the fact that they went down that design is really cool. I love the bright orange of the design. Like the color palette is gorgeous, and I like the fact they played on the fact that frogs frogs and toads, but toads more than anything, have these like bumps and curves and weird patterns, and they put that in the design, like the shoulder pads on top of his head. He's got these weird bulb looking things, and he does actually have these, I want to call them claws, but I don't know if you want to word it as claws. I don't know. According to his Wikipedia page, they are claws. Okay, yeah, we'll go with claws. And obviously he is able to shoot mud balls or mud bombs, whatever they were. He was able to produce like a liquid from his body, which added like a shield, which I actually thought was pretty cool, because like that kind of deflected a lot of like his attacks and stuff, the attacks against him and everything. But yeah, I thought Toadie was fun. I think he's a fun character. He's not like as deep as like Naja, for example, but I still think he's fun enough to be put in the mix.
I see you there, Tai, trying to hack back in, trying to remove our council members. But they are mine. They are mine to keep. Try again, and we'll see what happens. Maybe I should just remove you anyway. Nevertheless, I shall end this video. Subscribe whatever it is. Let's make me famous.